Hey, what is up everyone? This is PvT-Mitten's and today I'm going to be doing my Dead Rising HD remake review for the PS4. Now, as you can see on screen, it's got multiple modes, which you have to unlock of course, and the save slot you actually can change, which was brought over from the Wii, which is the only feature from the Wii that made it into this version, which I will get to some of that later on. Now let us begin. This is the hub world where you can save. You can also save in other parts of the map, which obviously makes the game a bit easier. Your case files is your missions. I'm not going to be spoiling any mission today. It's just going to be side quests, so don't worry about that for anyone that hasn't played it. Stats, you level up to level 50. I'm the highest rank. You unlock, skills like this here where you can do like melee attacks. You also increase your speed, attack, defense, inventory, and that there, so you do get rewarded. Notebook just keeps track of everyone you've met in the game. It tells you how much you've met, how many you've saved, how many are dead and all. So yeah, it's good for people that want to get 100% in the game. Picture viewer is all the photos you've taken in the game. Keeps track of them. You can delete them anytime you want, that kind of stuff. So for anyone that wants all the photos, you know that you aren't going to be fucked around, more or less. Your map is, as you can see, it's pretty big. It's not as big as Dead Rising 2, but it is pretty big, and the mall that you're in, Willamette, is clearly inspired from Dawn of the Dead. I mean, even the original Xbox cover stated it had no connections to Dawn of the Dead, so I know Capcom definitely knows that there was inspiration there. Just pretending they didn't have any. But you can change clothes, as you can see. I'm back to his original costume. I'll change back to the Mega Man one soon. This is your monitor room. This is most of the game takes place here. But as you can see, you can change. You can go into every store in the game and change if they've got clothes. You can pick weapons up, food, and that there. But yeah, Dead Rising, more or less, for anyone that doesn't know, it's a third-person RPG horror open world game. That's to put it in easy terms. But as you can see, you got your melee weapons, you run around with a katana. You also get, firearms. Couldn't think of the word there. You can get firearms and other silly things. Like, what made Dead Rising 1 so good and still is good today? The game was silly, but it always took itself in a serious tone. That's what ruined Dead Rising 2. Well, 2 sort of followed this, but 2 is a different kettle of fish, and 3 ruined it, and 4, oh, don't get me fucking started. But as you can see, you take photos. If you come to this, display unit, you can get more batteries. There's a few others around the world, but I'm just going to show you this one today. There's also books you can pick up, or magazines, which give you extra experience and abilities. For example, this one here, I get a better photo timing that indicates, when someone's going to do a PP stunt. Now, for anyone that doesn't know, a PP stunt is, it gives you double, like, a lot of XP, and also there's a trophy involved, or an achievement for whichever version you're playing. There's Easter eggs, as you can see. There's server bot. There's also a few other ones I'll show you here. Obviously I'm Mega Man, so that's another one. But I'm playing at night time at the moment. The zombies are more aggressive, but just in fewer numbers. At daytime it's opposite. They're less aggressive, just more numbers. Later on you will fight psychopaths and others, and later on at the end of the game others will be brought in. As you can see on the sign there, it said Jill Sandwich as a Resident Evil reference. And on the display model there, which I pressed the wrong button here, it's Mega Man 2, which is supposed to be a movie, but obviously We never got a movie. But there's a lot of other Easter eggs in the game, but I'm just showing you a few. I'm gonna go get the Mega Man helmet again, because you have them all together, of course. As you can see, every store in this game is practically open for you to walk into. There's a few you can't get into, but there is, like, for a 360 game at launch, more or less, to do this was very impressive for its time. I know a lot of people said this was the true first next-gen game, for last gen anyway, and I agree with a lot of people on that. I mean, Dead Rising was truly the first next-gen game of last gen. As you can see, you can pick up almost any weapon in this game and use them. I'm using a sign here. I'll also be using other weapons later on, as you'll see. But on the note of weapons, they're the firearms in this game, right? The Wii version had more content because obviously less zombies on screen, you know, different things like that. So the Wii version got exclusive guns, which were Resident Evil guns from 4, which I don't know why they never put it in. I mean, I like Resident Evil 4. Who doesn't like Resident Evil 4? I meant to say, I liked Dead Rising on the Wii. It was actually it was a different game. Even though it was the same game, but it just felt different. Also, the Wii version introduced exclusive costumes for the characters. You got Spencer from Bionic Commando, I believe you got that if you got the true ending. You also got a couple of other Mega Man costumes. You also, in the Wii version, which I'll tell you on about later on when we get to a Survivor, the Wii version also had animals in it. You had dogs, parrots, and when you killed a certain boss in this game, that boss would start appearing as a psychopath. Now, psychopaths are... There's two different psychopaths for some reason in this game, which always confused me. You've got psychopath bosses, which... Bosses, obviously, the title. But there's psychopaths themselves, which essentially... You'll see me fight a few later on. But there's also other ones that you'll be fighting later on in the game, and in the Wii version, one of the bosses you fight becomes a psychopath, and they start spawning multiple versions, which always made no sense. But another thing the Wii version did better, which I think they should have put in, was the Wii version, when you got a phone call from Otis, which you'll see later on, I'll get one, it paused the game, let him talk, and then it lets you continue. In this version, if you got a phone call from Otis, all you could do was move, and you just had to hope that you weren't attacked by someone, and it interrupted the call. Then you get a phone call, and he's like, "Oh, that was very rude," oh, that shit. Also, another difference between this and the Wii version, or 360 and the Wii, by the way, there's one of the skill moves I've got, but guns in this game, if you use them, they break. So essentially, you 20 rounds for a shotgun. Once all 20 rounds are gone, the gun breaks. In the Wii version, it was different. Essentially, if you run out of bullets, the gun would just run out of ammo, and it would still be in your inventory. You actually had to go and buy ammo. Yes, something that was never put into the 360 game or this version. One of the bosses you fought actually became a shop owner, that you could buy weapons and ammo, which enemies dropped ammo anyway, but that I didn't like. I actually preferred buying the ammo from the shop owner. So it's the little things that are different between the two, but this version is the 360 with the feature of multiple save points. This version has a few frame rate issues, which I've only had a few, and it's been very, very rare. I've also had a few issues with pop-ins, like you'll see later on. There's a few pop-ins here and there which they could have fixed. The AI, AI bosses are good, but AI companions and some of the psychopaths, they make two planks look like a fucking computer. They are that stupid, and it's any wonder they didn't fix it. And speaking of phone calls, that's one of the phone calls. As you can see, I can't do anything but run. The Wii version paused the game and actually played it through. Also, the Wii version did take away the time constraint. so that was also different. I personally think the time constraint was better, so I'm glad they didn't do what the Wii did. But as you can see, if the zombie gets you down on the ground, you have to press a button to get up, or the zombie will cause major damage. But as I've been playing this, have you noticed how quickly the load times are? Now, for the people that have played this game before on the 360 or Wii, will know that the load times were horrendous back in the day. They fixed the load times, and now you don't even notice them when they're there. Half the time they're so quick, you're like, I was reading that kind of thing. But there's the gun, as you can see, it plays like Resident Evil, hence I was saying the Wii version got Resident Evil weapons. It's solid controls for the shooting overall, I can't complain. Melee is a bit dodgy at some points because, you know, you can miss. Also, the camera can really piss you off. But, you can go around, pick up some health items just in case against this boss. Well, that's what I thought when I was playing this, when I was recording this footage, but, this boss got tanked. I don't know why he was so easy this time. But, as you can see, everywhere is opened up. It starts off a bit boxed in, but it opens up the more you progress in the story, which is the way it should be. It's just telling me there's 61 hours left for the end of the game. Now the story with this game is, I'm not going to spoil anything. You're Frank West, one of the greatest characters in gaming in my opinion. You come to the mall to find out what's going on. That's all I'm going to say. There's multiple endings, and also you essentially, you can play the game you want. You can do the story, or you can just fuck around for the whole time, or you can just sit there for the whole day if you wanted. But I'm gonna be quiet here and let you hear this.
Everyone used to laugh at me. I was a walking punchline. But not anymore. When the zombies came, everyone died. That's why I decided to give all the happy people a lift on this fun ride. I won't let you stop the ride, Gramps. If the ride stops, then the zombies come back. And that won't be any fun at all.
Now, the voice acting in this game, utterly fantastic. There's only a few characters which aren't really the main story that are bad. The bosses are very well voiced. The music to accompany them is fantastic. The soundtrack to this game is fantastic, to be fair. The bosses themselves are well, the AI is good. They can put up a very good fight. But for some reason Adam just didn't want to put up a fight this time. But yeah, as I was saying about the story, you essentially can play it the way you want, and that's what I really liked about it. And also, Frank West is a beast. He's one of my favorite characters that Capcom has ever made. But here's the death scene. I'll let you hear it. And when you beat a boss in this game, most of them drop a weapon, and that weapon's there. Anytime you, as I was saying, you can pick up any boss that you, any boss weapon you've killed. You'll see me going back and picking another chainsaw, which is great. But as you heard, the voice acting is fantastic. The music is great. And if you notice through the cutscene that I played, Frank, you know, he did this silly what, which was hilarious. I mean, the game still takes itself, you know, with a bit of silliness, but the game still has its serious side, and that's most of the games, like 80% serious, 20%, you know, silliness. And that's what I liked about the first Dead Rising, and unfortunately they've ruined it with the rest. I'm going to escort these two back to the hideout. Now as you can see, the silliness for these ones are going to be hilarious as well. You can see that it doesn't take itself seriously all the time. But you're also going to see how stupid the AI is. How ridiculously unresponsive they are, and it's just bollocks at the best. Just really is. And every time I'm trying to talk to these zombies follow me in. But see, as you can see, his Japanese sucks. He won't understand. It's that funny humor that's, you know, it's just silly humor. It's not like the new Dead Rising 4 trailer where it showed gameplay and they made Frank look like a fucking tool. But that's for a whole nother video on its own. But as you can see, the PP I was telling you about, I got it for these two guys. Now they've joined me. Now you can give them weapons, which I'm going to give the both of them the katana. You can also, if their health gets really low, you can give them food, which is great. Not all characters will take weapons though, so you've got to be careful. But they all do take health, which is the good thing. But as you can see, Shinji just is just being a dick. So I'll use the boss weapon here as well, as you can see. But yeah, there's also the Queen, which you'll need that if you want the true ending. This essentially will kill all zombies in a radius, as you can see, boom. But it'll leave parasites, which attack you essentially. But overall, as I stated, the Wii version, they should have put some features in for that. It's a 360 version, which is obviously the superior version nonetheless. But yeah, I'm still happy, and it's still one of my favorite games of all time. And going back and playing it again, and especially for the first time on a PlayStation system, is great. I mean, throughout last gen, and there's a picture I took from one of my other playthroughs. But yeah. Anyway, like last gen, me and Devil and a few other friends of ours wanted Dead Rising 1 on PS3. Like when Dead Rising 2 came to PS3, we were sitting there going, please bring one. Please bring one. When the Wii got the first one, we were like, yes, we must be getting the first. We never got it, and that pissed me off. But now, as soon as I heard that PS4 was getting it, I had to have it. As you can see, the AI just... yeah. I'll show you as well in the clip, there's a few vehicles you can jump into, and you'll see a few psychopaths, which are the first psychopaths you'll be coming across in this game. But yeah, overall, if you haven't played this game, I would say this version is the best. So if you own an Xbox One, PS4 or PC, definitely pick the HD remake up before any of the other versions. If not, if you own a 360, grab the 360 version second. And if you absolutely need to, and you haven't got a 360, the Wii, you still got the Wii version. But what can I really say? I just love this game. It's hard to explain. I mean, it's got a lot of problems, like as I stated, but it's got its own personality, and that's why it's still one of my favorite games of all time. Is it perfect? No, no game is. But this is the one game. As soon as I started this game up on PS4, I had not played this game since the Wii, and that was a long time ago. That was like 2009, I think, or 2008, whenever the Wii got it. That's a long time. and I still remember everything off by heart. I still remember where everything was, what you need to do, that kind of stuff, which is, it's a testament to show how much the game was, you know, the layout of the mall and everything was so well done. It's just a pity that 2 lost that charm and 3 just isn't a Dead Rising game. In my opinion, 3 and 4 are essentially Saints Row with Dead Rising skin on them. But when I say that, I mean Saints Row 3 and 4, because Saints Row 1 and 2 were still, you know, 2 was silly but had a seriousness as well. Why it's the best in the series. But as you can see, it's just mindless fun. And you can tell this game, they had fun, you know, making it. This was the only Dead Rising game that was made by a Japanese developer, despite it being owned by Capcom. 2, 3, and obviously 4 is being made by a Western developer, so the charm has disappeared. It's now just mindless stupidness that you get from a Saints Row 3 and 4, or Get Out of Hell 1, and I just miss it. And I'm so glad they did this remake, because it's one, as I said, it's one of my favorite games of all time, and it's overall a fantastic game. I would give the game, if I had to do it unbiasedly, it would be a 9.0, but in my opinion it's a 9.5. But since I'm not going to be biased on this, I'll give the game a 9.0. But yeah, even playing this game again to capture the footage in this, like I've completed the Xbox one a few times, the Wii version I've done twice, and this version, this is my 5th playthrough, and I started this playthrough, sorry, to capture the footage. I want to play the game again. I want to go through this walkthrough, because that's how much I love this game. As you can see, if you bring them back, one of them says, you know, thank you very much and all that there. You get a huge experience boost for, you know, look at that, 60,000. The more people you bring back is the better, and it gives you a lot of experience and it helps towards leveling up. But I'll show you the final parts. As you can see, there's pop-ins of zombies, which is a bummer. They should have got rid of, you know, they should have fixed that issue, but who knows. I'm going to show you the vehicles, and then a psychopath, and then the psychopaths, because they're not really a boss fight. But then we'll wrap it up. But yeah, please buy this game and show Capcom this is the way it was supposed to be made. Not fucking Dead Rising 3 and 4. I mean, even though I don't really like 2 as much, at least 2 was still somewhat a Dead Rising game. It wasn't some mindless bullshit that it is now. But as you can see, you get a motorbike, you can jump into a car. There's also a van, which I'm not going to jump into yet. This maintenance tunnel has the most zombies in it of any area in the game. This is also the best place if you want to farm the 53,000 kills trophy, get your Mega Man Buster. But yeah, as you can see, the car is controlled quite well. They're not perfect, but they do control a lot better than they probably should have. But as you can see, it's just what you see is what you're getting at the moment, really. Now the psychopath's going to appear. The car breaks down. Yes, vehicles do break down over use, just like the weapons do. The only thing that doesn't break in this game essentially is the clothes you're wearing. But I'm going to show you how stupid the psychopaths can be in this game. Now, this is the psychopath pass. They respawn a few times in the game. They have the Jeep. See, they're stuck, but I didn't do anything. They always get stuck if you keep them close to the tree lines. They'll get stuck and then will not move, making the boss fight with a sniper's rifle so goddamn easy. I mean, look at this. Look, I'm not even doing anything, I'm just shooting them and they can't do fuck all about it. They're not a boss fight though, so yeah, they're just the psychopaths like the dogs and all were in the Wii version. But as you can see, the sniper rifle has really sensitive aiming, which is a pain in the arse. But when you kill these guys, you can jump in the Humvee. Unfortunately, the Humvee will disappear after use, and you only get it a few times. You can take the 50 cal off the back and, you know, just go ape shit on everything. But yeah, that's really all I can say about Dead Rising 1 without spoiling anything. Overall, love the story, love the characters, love the bosses, love the music, love the gameplay, love the setting. I love a lot of things in this game, but there is a few issues with, you know, performance and AI and all that there. But overall, I'd give it a 9.0 as I stated, but yeah, just please buy this game, no matter what version you can get your hands on. It's worth checking out, even the Wii version. But anyway, this is Private Mittens. Hope you enjoyed, and take care. See you later.